Hey guys, this is YT42 and welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team. I've been meaning to do these two, technically, games for a while. Or really I'm just covering Red Rescue Team, because Blue Rescue Team is near identical, except it's on the DS. So anyway, let's start off. Welcome. This is the portal that leads to the world of Pokemon. But before I can let you through, I have several questions for you. I want you to answer them sincerely. Are you ready? Okay. Let the interview begin. So, first we have a quiz, so consider yourself overly dull and cautious. There's an alien invasion, what will you do? I suggest you... See, there's a few things, like you can get a few stats from all of these, like +2 hardiness or +2 jolliness. Or timidness or whatever, that sort of dictate what personality type you'll end up getting. You can search it up online if you want to get a specific Pokemon that you'll be given, but I prefer, you know, just doing the questions that you want. You know, like, you know, answering truthfully and how you would answer. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just sort of answering how I want. You appear to be the jolly type. Always laughing and smiling. You uplift everyone around you, love jokes, lots of friends, popular. Sometimes you get carried away and say things that get you in trouble. You should learn to think before saying or doing anything. Thank you. Anyway, we're Squirtle. Yeah, so we turned out to be a Squirtle. It's pretty good. And now, because for all the other Pokemon games, I haven't chosen a grass starter yet, even though I should have. I'm going to go with Trico here. Eventually, I'll go with Trico. Yeah, this is a post-recording, because I couldn't get what's named to work well. Sorry, the game audio to work well if I was commentating over it. So I'm going to have to commentate all of this in post. So anyway, as for Trico's name here, I know someone who... We have geckos all the time in Australia, right? What's the name? They make a loud noise, especially at night when you're asleep, or you're trying to sleep. And what's the name? There was sort of just this thing that went around that we all started calling geckos Henrys. This was a long time ago, but anyway, yeah, Henry, because Trico's a gecko. Anyway, I hear a voice from somewhere. I wonder who it is. I don't know if I'll be narrating the entire time because, you know, I'm going through text decently fast. Excuse me. Please wake up. Come on, wake up. You're finally awake. Great. Where is this? You were passed out here. I'm glad to see you awake. I'm Henry. Glad to meet you. And you are? I've never seen you around before. I'm Walk Cycle. You're a human, but you look like a normal Squirtle in every way. It's true. I have turned into a Squirtle. But why? I don't remember anything. You're kind of weird. Your name? What's your name? My name? That's right, my name is... So... Unlike most Pokemon games, the main character will speak, and it's not really an extension of yourself or your avatar, it's just sort of their own character, and you can name them what you want. YT42 is not a funny name. Well, it depends on how you view it. Anyway, we hear shouts. What's wrong? My Caterpie fell into a cavern. Must be enraged by the fissure and out of control, that's what I think. I'm not strong enough to fend off those wild Pokemon. What will become of my baby? Oh, what am I to do? Oh dear, oh dear. This sounds bad. We have to go help. So, now we get into the gameplay straight away. Tiny Woods. This is the first dungeon. So the way that this works is you walk around dungeons which are randomly generated, the floors randomly generated, and you fight off enemies. It's got RPG mechanics, and you can use moves straight out of Pokemon. They've got PP, just like Pokemon. You know, you walk around these floors and find the stairs. You find the stairs in order to progress to the next floor. The stairs are back there, but I decided to look around a bit. This is money. I just call it. There's no real way to pronounce it. Like poke. So I just say I call them pokies. You know, not the gambling machines, but still. But anyway, yeah, you've got a regular attack. By just pressing A, you can just do a standard attack, not tackle, not pound, not scratch, none of that. You can just have a standard attack. So anyway, yeah, you can get Trico to fight for you. Whoever your partner is, you can get them to fight. So yeah, and you learned Absorb. Now, Grass types in this game are sort of a wild card. The way that type advantages work in Pokemon, you know, because those are still here. This is Pokemon through and through. Just with Mystery Dungeon gameplay. Grass types in this game are severely disadvantaged because of their type. You know, there's a lot of flying types, a lot of fire types, fire type dungeons, flying types in the dungeons, all that sort of stuff. Stuff that really isn't good for grass types. But the thing is, they can get two super useful abilities. One is Absorb. If you can get Mega Drain, that's pretty good. Or Giga Drain, I don't even know if that's in this game. Absorb is super useful because it, you know, it does a ton of damage and absorbs health back. And they also get Bullet Seed, which is insanely useful. Yeah, the thing that I love about Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in particular, is the way that moves that would normally be useless, you know, like Bullet Seed or this executes a sleep. It's cute. And here's an Oran Berry. We can use that to fully heal us. Obviously, it uses it up though. But yeah, moves that you would normally think are useless, like Absorb or Bullet Seed or Attract in particular. Attract is amazing in this game. Yeah, they become very useful in this game, just because there really aren't better versions of many moves. Like, the only exception I can really think of is, you know, you get Ember and Flamethrower. But for example, I don't think you get, you know, we have Bubble Beam, or sorry, Water Gun, but I don't think you get Surf at all in this game. So, yeah, but the thing is, it's not like, oh, you know, well, Water Gun's gonna do terrible damage then. No, trust me, the moves sort of scale with your level, like the damage they do sort of scales with you, so... Anyway, we found Caterpie. It's just in a ditch. It's sort of hard to tell that this is a forest at all. My baby's safe, I'm sorry, I don't know how I could ever thank you properly. Oh, that's okay. It's been dangerous lately when some sudden quakes and fissures come out of here. May I have your names at least? I'm Henry, and this is Whitey. Cool. I can actually put in my full name in this game. This game came out in 2006. The GBA and DS. Blue Rescue Team's the DS version. Anyway, we get an Oran Berry and Petra Berry. Rawst Berry. Those work exactly as they do in mainline Pokemon. They heal different status elements. But yeah, you may be wondering why I'm playing the GBA version. That is because of, well, for two reasons. One, DS games are kind of a pain to record visually, just because, you know, the two-screen setup sort of doesn't really make for a nice-looking video. And I'll get to the second reason in a second, but anyway, yeah, so Trico's found or Henry, I keep calling him Trico, has found a little hut for us to live, which is nice. You're impressed, aren't you? Thought so. Thought this would make a good place for you to live. I was sure you'd like it. This is your mailbox. I deliver mail from Pokemon here. You know, just like the fissure Caterpie fell into, for some reason there have been many natural disasters lately. Because of those disasters, many are suffering. I want to help Pokemon in these tough times. I want to help change things so all the Pokemon can live in peace. So, well, I like how you handled yourself when we rescued Caterpie. So, he wants to form a rescue team with us. Perfect, that's it then. We're partners in our rescue team from now on, Whitey. Glad to have you on board. And the team name, obviously we get to name that ourselves. Okay. So the character limit here is pretty restrictive. So, what's the name? I couldn't think of anything good really. At first I was like, Fuzzy Pickles, no, it's too obvious. It's too earthbound, but then I went, ha, I know what I'll do. The Slippery. No, that isn't gonna fit. So I have to take it back down. The Slippy. I'm thinking about it. Nip. And that's it. That's all the characters we get. Niz. No. So I went, we've got no space. Whatever, let's just go the closest thing that we can get to Slippery Nipples. Slippy Nips. that's the best that we can get. Slippy Nips. Our team is Slippy Nips. Which sounds like a shot version of the Slippery Nipple, but sure. Anyway, huzzah, you know. And that is how YT42 and Henry began their careers together as a rescue team. But yeah, the other reason why I'm playing the GBA version, there's 3 reasons I've decided. Another reason is that visually they look identical. There is no difference between the two, other than the second screen. The DS version just has like a bit of statistics on it. Has, you know, like all your Pokemon's health and, you know, the other stuff that I can't think of. The item, I guess. Anyway, we're wondering why we turned into a Pokemon. But the third reason is that the music, the samples and the sound font was specifically made for the Game Boy Advance, and that really shows when you listen to the tracks. You know, listen to a GBA track and then to a DS track. Now the thing is, in the DS version, because of that, as a side effect, everything sounds super tinny and very dull. Just because it wasn't made for the DS. I said DDS. I'm still in that mindset of Digital Devil Saga. But the Game Boy Advance version, however, it's beautiful. It's very bassy, very punchy, very nice. I love it. And Henry's fallen asleep outside. I never understood why Trico in this game... Actually, he does that in mainline as well, is he always has his arms out. There's probably a reason for that I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen any geckos that stand on 2 legs. So, and we get tons of those around here. See if I can find one in this room right now. No. I know they're here, but I can't see them. Anyway, so we get a rescue team badge and a toolbox, thank God, so now we can actually hold our items that we pick up in dungeons. Yes, there are some good things here. First off, the rescue team badge shows that we're a rescue team. This is a toolbox. Use it for carrying items you find in dungeons. Let's put the stuff Butterfree gave us in here for now. Items are very useful, so let's use them on our adventures. And a copy of Pokemon News. And there we go. Speaking of the music, this game is well renowned, and its sequels as well, or its sequel in particular, are well known for their incredible music, crazy good music. And this game is no exception. This game has fantastic music. I mean, the song that's playing right now, yeah, it's alright, but you know, we get some great songs later on. Also, if you try to open the mailbox from the back, it insults you, which is great. And apparently it's being taken out of the remake. Yeah, you may be wondering why I'm not doing the remake instead of this. Well, first of all, the remake isn't out yet. Two, I'm always more partial to the original of any game. You know, whenever I can, essentially. So I did Pokemon Silver instead of Soul Silver, and Red instead of Fire Red. So anyway, we got another rescue team, or a rescue mission to go on. So let's head out to Thunderwave Cave. And here's a decent song. Thunderwave Cave is a pretty funky song. So we're gonna find these Magnemite's friends. So Thunderwave Cave, I'm not sure how many floors this has, but anyway, here's an apple. Eating an apple or gummy refills your belly. Choose them under items and, you know, refill your belly, because you will get hungry over time. And if you have like a percentage meter on your belly, and if it gets to 0, then you start losing health. So always keep that up. You know, you are gonna have to find some things. Anyway, we've got a blast seed there, which you can either eat, which makes you spew out a fireball to damage some enemies, or you can throw it at enemies to just, you know, give them a fire to deal with. But yeah, you'll actually really want to be using at least one move when dealing with an enemy in this game. Also, that Poochyena got scared there. This is the worst mechanic in the game, is Pokemon to get scared when you hit them, because you just have to chase them down. It's the worst. Anyway, what's the name? You get more experience from using a move in battle, instead of just using regular attacks. Granted, you're going to be using moves anyway, because they just do so much more damage. Be sure to use just like one, and then if you need to finish off the enemy, just use a regular attack. But anyway, yeah, we got some Rattatas, we got some Nidoran females. Who looks strangely scary with those red eyes and these sprites. Also, this game looks gorgeous. I love the way this game looks. The sprites move so fluidly, and you know, they're all so gorgeous. Everyone can move in 8 directions, so you'll have diagonal sprites and all that. It's really nice looking. In fact, I'd say it looks better than the remake. The remake, I'm not a fan of the whole sort of artsy, well, not artsy, but oh, here's a rock, you can throw it at people. Who would have thought? But the remake has this weird pastel style, which would look fine if it was consistent. The backgrounds look nice, but the character models don't fit with them. You know what it looks like? It looks like an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, like a Scooby-Doo episode. Also, a Wonder Tile will change your stats back to normal if they've been lowered or raised. Yeah, but like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon where, you know, you can obviously tell that the backgrounds have been pre-drawn and their art style doesn't exactly match with everything around the characters and anything that's going to move. It's like that, and it looks strange, but I don't know if this game really needed remaking. It's that good. This game is amazing. Doesn't really need remaking. Anyway, this Bubble, I completely forgot we had Bubble. Good thing about Bubble and anything similar to it is that it can go across entire floors. So if there was an enemy parallel to me on a different side of the room, then I could shoot a bubble and it would go ahead and hit them, because it travels until it hits a wall, I think. There are other moves like that as well. Bubble's the first one that we have. I like to use it to snipe. It's even better when your partner has a move like that, because that way you can just you know, walk around and you won't even realize there was an enemy nearby and your partner already sniped them with a bubble or whatever they have. God, once we get Bullet Seed, this game plays itself. Bullet Seed and Attract. You need Attract. Attract is crazy useful in this game because it affects everything 100% of the time. And when it does, it's not like, you know, it would be in mainline. No, they are always infatuated for a few turns in a row until it wears off. Which is crazy useful because it works against boss fights and even the final boss. So, yeah, no need to worry about that. Anyway, yeah, I should probably... Well, I mean, if you don't know Mystery Dungeon gameplay, I've already explained most of it, but I was going to say the way that enemies move and things sort of happen is nothing moves unless you move. Everything is sort of like a turn. Everything's on a turn. So, yeah. Also, you see I sat there for a minute, my health quickly recharged. It's because your health recharges over time. If you hold down A and B at the same time, then your character will just wait in place and speed up time in order to recover your health faster. That also means that enemies will be moving fast, you know, and could catch you off guard, so careful. For that reason, you really don't need too many orange berries, you know, if you're ever in a tight situation, because you can always just sit around and recover your health. Also, we only ever get 20 inventory spaces in this game, which, you know, may not seem too bad, but this game really emphasizes, and I know that other Mystery Dungeon games do this as well, but it really emphasizes item management and, you know, inventory management. Only bringing what you need to bring because, you know, maybe you have a useful item, but, you know, you can't have an infinite amount of those in your inventory, so you need to store them. And there is a storage place, which we'll see very soon. Is this the last floor? No. I think there's 6 or 7 floors on Thunderwave Cave. Obviously, you don't have to explore the areas like I'm doing. You can just go straight for the stairs every single floor, which I advise against doing that, because you need experience in this game. This game is not easy. I haven't played Explorers of the Sky or Mystery Dungeon 2 in about 10 years. I remember the game being difficult. I remember I beat it very, very, you know, not begrudgingly, but it was tough beating the final boss in the final dungeon, but I beat it. But I remember this game being harder. And I'd say that's due to a few things. Like, one, grass types being very, you know, the types, or the odds are against them. And, you know, there's 3 different grass types that you could start off with. And also the fact that dungeons are just longer in this game. I think the final dungeon in Mystery Dungeon 2 is about 26 floors in total. And that's with a gap in between, so you can save and you can change your items around and fully heal yourself for free. But in this game, the final dungeon is, I think, 31 floors? And the gap is at the 20-something floor, 20th floor, I want to say. So, yeah, that's obviously, you know, the other dungeons are longer as well. So, yeah, I don't know. Granted, I didn't remember much about this game until I replayed it only about a month ago. Because I hadn't played this game in about 10 years, and I thought, man, I should really, you know, remember this game. So I went back through and beat it again. I had a party of Cyndaquil and Mudkip. I chose Mudkip because, you know, I like Mudkip. Mudkip's very nice, and I think I got Mudkip on my first playthrough ever, as my